Hey, what's up guys, it's T-Bone here and welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. We're now on day 2 of the event, Fight of the Fallen, and the relic is now out. So what I wanted to do is to showcase a couple of decks that I built using the event cards, and also some of the more recent cards that does not require ultra rare or the ultra rare, so that it's a more affordable deck that hopefully most of you can actually assemble. And also for the cards that are not part of the event collection, they're at least more recent so that you can get them as well, or hopefully you already have them in your collection. So let's talk about the first deck here. So this is centered around Light Warriors. So I'm using Solus as the leader. He's a really good card to have in this particular event for this case because he will boost all Light Warrior heroes 300% health and damage. It also is a healer as well as a turn delayer, so it'll fully heal and delay the boss by 2 turns. And it also dispels blind, which is what the guild boss casts. Okay, so this is a really good card, especially if you don't have this card, Morte Thronos, which is the actual event card itself, which is a warrior demigod card and also, dispels blind. The other card is a support card here, Arabata. And then for the support ones, the other support cards I have here, Summoner Camilla, which is a card that is part of the collection for this particular event. She's really good actually for this because she is both a warrior and a demigod card, so you can so she can get boosted in multiple 2 different ways. But her battle skill will also help you create gems. It destroys 4 dark gems and creates 4 light gems, so you have a little bit of a gem spawner there. And then the Lustrous one is one of the cards from the last Light Slayer event, where it also creates 5 light gems so that I can create more gems on the board. Now, because I have a God card here, I can then use my additional God Intensity Relic to help out here. Gaia's Thorn is one of the only other demigod intensity relic I have, so I have it on the leftmost position, followed by the Blessed Blade. So this is the single event relic I have. Then I got lucky from my previous event where I got 2 Chosen Axe, so I'm going to use that. And then I have Alien Spear. Now, if you don't have a spear, you can bring in a I guess you can bring in a saber or something, or maybe a shield to help you with some health, although you probably wouldn't need it given sort of the fact that you have a healer already. Alright, so what we're going to do now is go into a boss fight. So let's go ahead and pick one of the guild bosses here. Let's go ahead and do 3 key fights. And we'll talk about how I play this deck. Now, of course, there are different ways to play it, but here's a general sense of, how you can play this and what kind of, what order you should be activating your skills in. So now, with this particular type of deck, keep in mind that there's a couple of mechanics at play here. So first of all, Morte Thronos will always create a Power Gem 3 every time a debuff is cast by the guild boss. And so you can see blind is being cast, it gets dispelled, and I have a Power Gem 3 there. And also the Golden Chosen Axe, it will create Power Gems as long as there's 4 or more Power Gems on the board. So the second time that I'm getting hit by the debuff, I'm also getting free Power Gem created. And then at this point, all I'm doing really is I'm just kind of letting it ride, both to build intensity as well as to make sure that I can continue to build more Power Gems on the board. And so I'm going to go ahead and let this one be matched, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my intensity to maybe about 120. So now that we have the intensity of the right amount, 120, this is the order that you should activate. So activate Arabata first, then activate Camille, the Summoner, and then the Lustrous one. Finally, go ahead and activate Morte Thronos, because you want to make sure that you don't destroy anything that could be converted into a Power Gem, which is what the Lustrous one can do potentially. So anyways, that's the order that I do, and you can see there I was able to deal over 1.7 billion damage easily using this particular deck. All right, so this is one option here. Really, you're just taking advantage of the fact that you have a couple of maximum bonus here, right? Times 10 actually comes out to, I believe, 50% additional damage, or I can't remember the exact bonus now, but it's not 10 times exactly, but it's something more. Okay, so you'll deal more damage there. Now here's some other here's another option here, very similar deck, but I just wanted to show you what it would be like if you had gotten a ultra rare card here, the Seraph, but since I don't have her, I can use the Golden Warrior to sort of to showcase that. Now, I don't have enough light relics here, so you can see I only have one event relic, and then I have the Ancient, the Zodiac Mace. So let's see how this works out. So the keep in mind that the ultra rare, the way it works is it generates gems. It generates power gems. Actually, I used the wrong team. It will generate power gems depending on the number of light gems you have on the board, and so this will be a a way to sort of see how this team could work out. All right, and so exactly the same position for all the other teams, except I swapped out the Lustrous one with the Golden Warrior. Right, and so for this, I don't actually have the Chosen Mace here, so I don't really need to worry about. Well, I'm not worried, but I'm not going to get the benefit of getting additional power gems just because I have more than 4, but I will continue to get the bonus of getting the power gems every time I get a debuff cast. And so the same thing, the goal here, I think what you want to do is you just want to try and get your intensity up a little bit, and if you're fast enough, I think that this is not really necessarily a one-shot deck. You can actually try to time it so that you can do maybe 2 or 3 activation of all the skills here. And so since there's a lot of gems here, what I want to do is I just want to see if I can maybe, activate Arabata again. But we're now at 120, 110, 120 intensity now, 115, so I'm just going to do one more. Okay, and then now this is where the Golden Warrior does not get activated until the very end. All right, and in fact, what I want to do is I just want to make sure I get one more Power Gem 3. Okay, and then let's go ahead and activate everything. Now you'll notice that I will get less gems here, but yeah, and so because there's less gems, they're not connected very well, so I'm going to deal less damage on this one. Okay, so that's about 700 there. I think when I was testing it out, I did a lot better because my gem drops were better. So now what we can do here is just wait for 3 turns. Okay, and then let's activate everything again. And now keep in mind that if you depress onto the avatars, you'll be able to activate all of the skills in 0.05 seconds or less. So this one didn't deal quite as much damage, right? So you can notice, and that is because mostly I don't have the relics to really help out there. So let's talk about another option here. The boss is full. What we can do, here's another one where if you don't have any of the other cards I talked about, you don't have Solas and you don't have the Lustrous one. So what do? If you just have the event cards, so in this case, we have Arabata as the leader, and then bring in Morte Thronos, and then you put Summoner Camille here. So now you have 3 cards that are all boosted. If you have Indale, that's great. Bring in Indale, it's going to be a really good, gem spawner. And Aladdin, I use Aladdin all the time, and he continues to be a great, great card for me here. So let's go ahead and use this deck instead, and we can see what other options we may have here. But I do want to make sure that I don't, don't use up too much of the time here. I just want to showcase a few decks here, and we can run some ideas as well. But so far, the first deck that I've tried, it's actually a lot of fun as well for me. I'm even though I have better decks that deal more damage, I'm actually using them right now to just kind of fight the bosses because I'm having a lot of fun with it. Right. And so now this is where you're playing sort of the Aladdin deck style. You're getting a healer. You're not really worried about damage. So then it's really just a bunch of quick matches, so that your gem drop, you want to make sure that you can destroy enough gems. But given that you have Indale here, it doesn't need to be as high. Okay, so keep in mind that you're already destroying 12 gems to begin with, and so I think just having the intensity up to 90 would be even sufficient. And this way it allows you to actually activate a bit more. So I think just a couple more turns here, and I'm going to wait one more turn until I get an attack there so that I can generate a power gem. Okay, so that gives us 90. And then what I'll do is I'm going to activate Arabata, and then Summoner Camilla, and then Aladdin. Then I'm going to use Indale, and then go ahead and do this. Okay, and let's see how much damage that we deal per card now. Okay, so we're at about 800, 900, million damage per card. So about 2.7 billion for this particular setup. Okay, and that is using Indale, of course. So, having a light spawner is always a little bit more convenient than a gem destroyer. But if you wanted to change this up, some of the things you can do is really just kind of look at what you have. So for me, if we kind of take a look at, light warriors and not worry about whether or not it's a slayer or not. I mean, like, you have some other options as well. So obviously for me, like, if you have cleric Garen from a few events that go now, or even Lady Sensha, and these are all cards that you can obtain from Dust Shop. Raquel is a good card too because she is a gem spawner and she's a slayer and she's a warrior, so she gets boosted for everything. And let's see what else we have here. So these are all cards that could help, and Catherine was another option as well if you had her. She gives you immunity as well if health is a problem. But I think in general, really, as long as you have 3 cards that are at times 10, I think you'll be able to deal pretty good damage, especially if you can get the UN card. I think really Morte Thronos is a great card to have. After playing with it for a while, I think, her ability to cleanse everything, okay, heal as well. So she's also a healer, and also she destroys 15 gems. Okay, so she by default will destroy 15, which is quite a chunk already. And so I think that, this is a really good card to have. And I got her at tier 4, so I didn't get her from the collection, and I was able to get her at tier 4. I think it's a good investment. If you're able to get her, I think it's a really good deal. So anyways, that's all for this particular event, for this video. Hopefully this is helpful, and there are a lot of different ways that you can build this deck, but hopefully this is something that can help you out. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me give me your feedback, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So take care, have a good event, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.